Hey, good morning. You live yet? Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I hope you're all doing well today. Today's Saturday, the 14th of December, and it is 7:02. So we're 2 hours later than the 5 a.m. time, but it's Saturday. As you saw some posts the other day, I had a little bit of a sewer issue in front of the house, and everything was piled in the office, and I basically spent all morning getting everything out of the office. So get the office back and get the lights going. And today is the Army Navy game here in Philadelphia. So we got the football, right? And I got to figure out which team I got to root for. I don't know. So I worked with the Army before, and this is a Bradley fighting vehicle. So I have experience. And I was just showing this on the picture. Whoops. This is the first flight readiness review for the F-18 ENF ordnance, 1995. So I kept this because, hey man, it's first flight of an aircraft. At the time was like the most recent aircraft out there. So it's pretty cool. So I got in my Navy, worked on ships and planes and Army. I've been a little bit everywhere. So as people say, oh, you need all experience in one area. I was like, I've worked in every type of industry there is and every defense area there was. So I don't think I worked for the Air Force. So I could have went to the Air Force Academy, but I didn't go. And I wasn't in the military either. I just worked with a lot of them. But anyway, we have to cheer them on today. So we're going to try to do some fun stuff this afternoon. There's usually some ships. And the funny thing is, I think the ships are owned by the Army that dock here in Philadelphia. So we're going to go out when it stops raining and check that out and hopefully watch some of the Army Navy game on television. It's just fun things to do with the family. I know my father-in-law, he was in the Army in Vietnam and all, and I think finally sooner or later that Agent Orange stuff got to him, and other things. But he's off, and then my grandfather, he was in the Navy. He's buried in Arlington, so it's kind of interesting. But got a little bit of everything in the military background. So trying to debate who you root for. I like them both. My wife's an Army friend, Army fan. She almost joined the Army too. So did I. I almost joined the Navy. Who knows? And then I crawled around an aircraft carrier and found out my knees can't handle that. Anyway, good morning. It's Saturday. Hope you're all doing well. We're here. We talk about Agile and Scrum. I'm Greg Mester, and you're an Agile coach and Scrum Master. And we try to find ways for you to have fun. And as just like I was talking about, explore the world, right? Get out. Not always work every weekend because we're doing releases every weekend. Want to make it so it's not so bad. And hopefully we give you some ideas so that you can go home and have some fun. So you're not working overtime and getting stuff in. And the whole principle about Agile and Scrum is getting stuff to the done state and out the door. And we're going to talk about that a little bit as we go. So this is episode 145 for the podcasters out there. Try to keep it short. It is Saturday. And we're back in the office, and I still got more cleaning to do. So it's a big day of cleaning up and organizing, but hopefully I'll get the exercise bike all set so I can start exercising again in the house with the winter here, and we'll keep moving, try to get a little healthy. So 2 things I want to talk about. One is overcommitting, and again, going to done, and then multitasking. Multitasking is not a good thing. It's just not. And, overcommitting and having multiple commitments. Maybe that goes back to multitasking too, but having the multiple commitments. One of my colleagues did a nice flow analysis of a project they were doing and how long it took and things like that. And they did analysis, and, everybody worries about the delivery part and the other part. And I go, yeah, that's nice. And that's probably about 10% of your total time. 90% of your work is in the middle where you're doing the dev work and the testing and things like that. And I asked the question, I said, how much do you think, they did analysis and they actually cut down a lot by reorganizing the way they did stuff and got everything prepped, which is great. But part of me, when they're doing the value stream analysis and they're working at different customers and different value streams at the same time, it adds months to the schedule to get the work done. And you got to ask yourself, when we do this Agile and Scrum, and we do this analysis, like value return on investment or value analysis, cost value of money, right? Or lost. What is the value of getting stuff done earlier than later? Where instead of doing 6, 7 different projects during the same period of time, if I'm just doing 1 or 2 and I get it done, and I get it done in a month, because you think about it, you do the analysis, and one day I'll find the whiteboard again. Oh, here's the whiteboard. Let's do a quick thing. Do I have a pen? Maybe. I have a pen. So we'll talk about the projects, right? So let's say I'm writing on the whiteboard. I have 2 projects, project 1, project 2, and project 3. If I work all 3 projects together, it'll take me, let's do this 3 months. 1, 2, 3 months, right? If I do all 3 together, it's going to take me all 3 months to do it. Okay. So I got 3 columns, 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, like sprints. You can treat them as sprints if you wanted to, if you want to do the whole thing like that. So I got the 3, and then this one takes 3 months, and project 3 takes 3 months or 3 sprints to get done, because you're working them all in parallel. But a lot of times, the amount of work you do is just 1 sprint's worth of work, right? Now the question is, you got to ask yourself, and this pen is really not very good. Eddie, you see any pens around? No. Thought I had an extra pen. Guess I do. We'll do. Oh, here we go. Hold on. I have pens. I have a red one. Let's see if that works. That better? There we go. There we go. I got a purple pen. You can see things better now. And you can smell it. It's a brand new pen, right? Project 1, project 2, project 3. Now, normally, it would take all this time because you're spreading the work out that was done in 1 sprint. If you do value analysis correctly and you do one thing at a time, if we spend, and let's say you got to look at how many dollars, right? How much dollars, that each one's going to bring. If this one is going to be dollars times 2, and this is times 1.5, maybe this is a 1.5, but you look at some factors. Spend all your time getting project number 1 done in the first sprint, project number 2, and project number 3. And the reason why you do that is when this is done, I'm bringing dollars in the next 2 sprint to the company, right? So the idea is I got this and I'm bringing dollars here. Maybe I'm not bringing dollars until I get done. But if I have to do all 3 and I get no income, at least I'm bringing some dollars in the sprint 1 and 2 and sprint 3, some revenue into the company. But if I'm trying to do all 3 things at the same time, I get no revenue during this period of time. So that's the way I think about this value analysis. So I can either get $1 here, 2, I get $3 here, or I get no dollars for the work that I put into the project, because everything takes 3 sprints or 3 months to get done. So do you want $3 or no dollars? It's up to you, right? So that's one of the disadvantages of working multiple sprints like that, or multiple projects at the same time. You get no revenue. So the idea is you pick one, you do a little value analysis, which one's going to give you some revenue, and then the other ones you just do in the next sprint. But because you condense it, you concentrate on it, you get it done. But when you spread it out, you don't get it done. And it just brings me an example. Somebody asked me for an idea how to track funding and work being funded. And I said, well, why don't, and they asked me for a presentation. I did it in like a little PowerPoint thing, did it in like 20 minutes and sent it out. And it was just existing fields. I said, we'll use these 2 fields in the system we have, and then you can track it, and it would be good. And I suggested, and that was 3 weeks ago. A different group, but the group that was supposed to get this information brings up something. And I was like, well, how do we track dollars? I'm like, I just gave it to you 3 weeks ago. And what just shows me is that they're working on so many different things, they're not getting it done. So they could have had that answer 3 weeks ago and been using it for 3 weeks. But because everybody's so busy doing all these different things, no one ever got it to them, right? So I gave it to them right after the meeting. Here's something I did. And because I was curious, I was like, I know I did this the other day. I was like, how long do I really do? And I looked at the date on the presentation email I sent it out, and it was literally 3 weeks ago. I'm like, really? So it's been sitting around for 3 weeks. You asked, they asked for me for it. I gave it to them, then it sits. So that's not very lean, right? Anyway, so that's what I was thinking. I wanted to share the idea of multitasking multiple projects and doing that quick value analysis. It doesn't take a lot. You can do fancy math and everything, but you think about it. If I get something done and put it in, am I going to get revenue sooner than later? Can you do that? Now, if you have a release schedule that takes 3 sprints to go in, it doesn't matter, right? Because you're not getting any revenue. But if you have a weekly, every sprint you're doing release and production, you're going to make revenue. So that's what I'm going to talk about now. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, so that's multiple projects, right? Now I'm talking about multitasking a little bit. Like I said, just giving the analysis, I provided something. They're multitasking. I don't think it ever got delivered, or they got multiple meetings to go, and they don't go to meetings because they got other things going on. They don't do stuff. And that's like that overcommitting. We always talk about here, overcommitting is the root of all evil in Agile and Scrum, in my personal opinion. And because you're committing to multiple things and you're trying to do too much for too many. I'd rather give you something now, get it done. Here you go use it. Then I'll go work the next thing. Here you go, I'm done, go use it. And again, this is how you get home, right? You're getting stuff done. You're not carrying things over. It's done. It's out of my brain. So I always try to coach my teams and my people not to multitask. And I was talking the other day about how I built some dashboards and stuff like that, and now they're going to spread again. My last dashboards, other than the last systems, I think it was used over like 600 teams in the organization, and then everybody sees it. I want that dashboard. One of the little metrics I put in the dashboard, and it's not to measure what people are doing, how much they get done. You can see that. It gives you a flow. It's available in every system. I look at tasks and bugs, and it's a little metric, and it measures, it has each person, and then the state of which the work is, right? It's brand new, is it in process, is it in testing, is it done? Whatever the flow would be for your different systems, because everybody uses a different flow. And the reason why I use it different than a lot of other people. I want to see how many tasks they have in process, right? I look to say, hey, do you have more than 3 tasks in process? If you have more than 3 tasks in process, I want to know why. And when I coach and train and I'm a Scrum Master for people, I get on them about that. Hey, you can't work 3 things at a time. I just want the max you'd have is 2 at a time. Maybe a third would be a bug. So I give them 3 as long as a third is like a bug that they need to fix or something that testing people find and they want you to work on. Because that happens, right? I'm working on 2 things, but I don't want you doing more than 2, plus a third would be a bug or something you need to fix for someone to move along real quick. But that's it, And I always try to watch that number. If they ever go above 3, I said, unless it's a bug, I go, wait. Hey, put something back and waiting to be worked. Put it back in the open status so someone else can do it, or you can pick it up later. But I want these 2 things done. And that's how I coach people. And you do it enough times, people realize what it is. And like I gave that one example with that one developer a while back who said, this whole idea of not doing all these things. And he finally did it because I've been pounding on him. Maybe that's what a coach does. And he says to me, not taking all that work, I got stuff done and I felt happy, right? So try to coach your teams to only have like 2 things in process at a time. And again, you can make a little widget. It's really easy. It's a I don't know, a 2 filter widget, most of the things. And it just has the person's names and then how many things you do. And then within a second, you can look at who you need to coach or you need to talk to. So it's, why do you got more than 2 things open? Or you click on it and it shows you 3 things and the third thing's a bug, which is fine. I let it go with that. I don't want to be a draconian, like, you have more than 2 things and you need to fix this. But it gives me a conversation point to have with those people that are on my teams. So with that, I want to go. It's Saturday. Hope everybody gets to have some fun. We're going to watch some football today, I think. Go out and see the ships docked at the shipyard, take some pictures. I'll post them up on LinkedIn. I do have a coaching thing today, too, so I got to do that also and finish cleaning up the office so I can start exercising again because everybody needs to exercise a little bit every day. With that, Saturday, enjoy your weekend. Happy scrumming. Happy weekend. Hope you're all getting ready for the holidays and enjoy some time with family and friends. All right, take care. Thumbs up and ring the little bell. If you're new to the system, ring the bell and then you'll get notices when we post stuff up. All right, take care. Have a great day. Enjoy. Bye. Bye.